Conflict is a signal for integration. In my previous video, I talked about what conflict is, right? Conflict, in that video, I explained that conflict is two truths, two ideas, two personalities, two egos, two perspectives, two different realities trying to occupy the same space. And the illusion is that there is more to there is just this one space, and these different things are trying to occupy that space. And conflict can arise within you, and it can arise in the external world between you and another person, right? This is an opportunity to integrate parts of you that you weren't aware of, right? If we're in conflict with ourselves, right, we're in conflict with different personalities within ourselves, we're in conflict with, let's say you're in conflict with your own intuition. Maybe you need to eat healthy, but your ego and your personality is not ready for that yet, right? There's going to be a conflict within you that's going to arise because deep down you know you need to eat healthier, but your ego and your personality is telling you otherwise, right? That we don't need to eat healthy at this moment, right? Don't look at this conflict as a good or a bad thing, or any conflict for that matter. But this is an opportunity for you to integrate parts of yourself that you weren't aware of, right? Integration doesn't mean you need to embody contradictions or something that you don't like, right? Integration means for you to allow that other contradiction or that other thing that you disagree with to exist, right? It's for you to allow it to have its own space. It's for you to allow it, right, to have its own space. Again, conflict is all about trying to occupy two things, two or more things trying to occupy the same space. So integration is about allowing contradictions, something that you don't like, something that you disagree with, to have its own space, right? That's all that's needed. It doesn't mean you need to embody that opposite thing, right? When we're in conflict with other people, maybe we're in conflict, maybe we're living two different truths, maybe we're living in two different perspectives, or my ego is in conflict with their ego, or my perspective is in conflict with their perspective, right? When there's conflict here, it's all about trying to control a certain space, right? Trying to control some certain space, trying to occupy, trying to allow our truths to occupy some limited space. Integration is saying, when we're trying to integrate, right? When we're using this opportunity to integrate, we're saying I'm allowing you to have your space. I'm allowing your truth. I'm allowing your reality to have its own space. I'm allowing your ego to have your own space. I'm allowing your perspective. I'm allowing your reality to have its own space. And that's where our compassion can arise. That's where our empathy can arise. That's where we have love for the other person. When we allow them to have their own space, when we allow their ideas, anything about them, to have their own space. That is what integration is. It's to to accept that they exist, to accept that another idea exists, to accept another truth exists, to accept that another perspective outside of me exists, right? That's what integration is, to allow contradictions to exist. That's going to help you live through contradictions. That's going to help you dissipate conflicts quickly. It's going to help you move through conflicts and tension much more easily within you and your external world. And when you allow the conflict to dissipate, right, when you allow the peace to come through, what might happen is you might embody certain ideas, certain perspectives of that contradiction, right? It might lead you to that path, right? That's what contradiction is there for, ultimately, right?